His MVP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Shot again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you on the 4th of July, baby. Rangers 2-2 in the 8th inning right now with the Padres, and trying to scrape together another tight victory. Padres, Rangers, both pitching well today. Kumar Rocker, Vasquez for the Padres. Armstrong just finished off the bottom of the 7th inning. So look, we have got a very interesting finish ahead of us. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Game tomorrow, Zach. Game tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. It will be a shorter show tomorrow, but we are ready to go today. Excited to bring this one home to y'all. Tomorrow is game day. We'll be hitting the road, and we will be at the game at Petco tomorrow, watching Jack Leiter hopefully deal a masterpiece, paint a masterpiece tomorrow. That should be good stuff. And we're going to get into everything about this one here in just a little bit. We're going to take y'all's comments and questions. Maybe a little bit of an interesting crowd. Don't really know how many people we'll have today with it being a holiday. Obviously, we totally get it. But maybe we'll get some people trickling along as the game progresses. Let's see what the Rangers are able to do here in the 8th, man. It is going to be a fascinating finish. Texas kind of at full strength today, minus Wyatt Langford. You got Berger back in the lineup. You got Carter back in the lineup. Right now, Carter up to bat. Maybe I'm a little bit behind. Adolis lined out. Yep, Evan Carter up right now. 3-0 count currently to EC. 3-0 count. So hopefully we can get a base runner here. Evan had quite the acrobatic steal earlier on in this game after review. Just did get saved. Nice little swim move on the dive there on the slide. And Evan's going to walk right here. So the Rangers are in business. Again, happy 4th, everybody. Of course, here Right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a comment, drop a question. We will absolutely make sure that we get to it before the show is over today. If I miss it while we're doing the live play-by-play, forgive me. We're not ducking anybody here on the show, but we absolutely are trying to bring you the best play-by-play color commentary we can, and sometimes that means missing a comment or two. So forgive us. We'll try and get to everything eventually. They're going to pick over to Evan Carter here. They have been, honestly, really keeping him close, doing a nice job with it. It didn't matter a couple innings ago, but they've had a couple of guys with some good pickoff moves. Looks like Evan is just going to get back there. They made, it's close. I don't know if it's close enough to challenge or not. Doesn't look like, oh, they are challenging this one. It looked like it was worth the challenge. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It looked worth the challenge to me. Right now, we're playing, hey, take a look. Texas, San Diego, right? Texas, San Diego. We keep on going. Yeah, I love the steals by Carter today. Mason, you've got to do whatever you can to use the speed that you've got on this team. Look, Evan Carter, he might be out on this one, but I love when the Rangers put their fast runners in motion. I felt like last year they didn't do it enough. You've got some of the fastest guys in the game on your squad. let's go ahead and let's turn them loose a little bit, especially when the offense is sputtering. You want to have the fielders, you want to have the defense on their toes. You want to force them into making a mistake if you can. And so I am a big, big fan of Evan Carter and of other guys on the squad with wheels stealing bases, especially in some of these situations. It does look like EC might be out on this one, though, unfortunately. Yep, he's out. That sucks. That sucks. It was close. It was close. But looks like the fingertips were just off the bag. Right now, Rangers have Jonah Heim up to bat with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning here. It is the right call. Look, you're not going to get us sitting up here spouting off lies. When it's out, right? You definitely have seen a few tough reviews not go the Rangers' way. This one, pretty clear-cut out. I felt like got kind of fortunate in some of the other reviews, honestly. I did not expect Evan Carter to get ruled safe on that review down at second base. I was not thinking at all Evan Carter was about to be safe on that play. Big Game James, I did see that Tellez signed with the Rangers. We were actually just talking about that in the Discord. Jonah Heim's going to foul off another here, 0-2. We were just talking about that in the Discord. Look, he kind of, I felt like, low-key raked against Texas whenever he would play them. I think he had a home run against us earlier this season, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not expecting a whole lot, but you know what? With how bad the Rangers offense has been at times this year, can't hurt. It really can't hurt to sign Rowdy and see if he's got anything left in the tank. We keep going. Jonah Heim. He is going to swing at a terrible pitch here. Ugly from Jonah. Real ugly from Jonah there. That's not even close. Come on, bro. Come on. That is not even in the zip code. Ugly. All right. Let's start reviewing this game a little bit here, shall we? No scoring since the 6th inning. That's when the Padres tied it up. Texas scored last in the 3rd inning. Kind of a common theme with this year's squad and last year's squad. Score early and don't score again. In this case, I hope that they end up driving across 1 or 2 here in the late stages, but this is all too familiar, an all too familiar script for the Rangers. You score in the 3rd, and then you get blanked for 5 straight innings. That is what has happened today. Marcus Semien with a clutch 2-out, 2-RBI single that got the Rangers on the board. After that, Padres would draw back within 1 in the 4th inning. And then in the 6th inning, Kumar Rocker, after a really tough break, Adolis Garcia pretty much directly responsible in my mind for the tying run that the Padres were able to sneak across the plate and put a 10 on the circus. I gotta admit to y'all, I gotta be honest, a little confession here. I totally jinxed it. I sent out a tweet earlier in the game, right after a beautiful play from Evan Carter, and I said, and I quote, I think Texas has the best outfield in baseball. I'm convinced that the Rangers have the best outfield in baseball. And then literally an inning or 2 later, Adolis makes, I don't even know how to explain it. Dude went the wrong way, flipped around, did a full 180, 360 turn, and then looked like he was going to recover and make the catch and just totally whiffed. Ball went right past the glove. It was ugly. I don't mean to overuse that word in a 2-minute span, but let me try here. Atrocious, disgusting. It was not great. The Padres really should be down a run at this point. Hobie Milner came in and did the absolute best job he could. Jake Berger not able to glove what would have been probably an easy 3-6-1 double play. Hobie needs to be at the All-Star game in a couple of weeks. There's really nothing else to say. Bro needs to be at the All-Star game in 10 days or whenever it is. I think it's about 10 days away. Dude needs to be there. It's not complicated. I know some Rangers fans. I follow some different discussion boards, and I'm in a couple of different groups on X, and I know some people are saying it sure would be nice to give him a break. Look, it's not even a guarantee he gets into the All-Star game. I don't even know if he necessarily gets the call that he's even going to end up playing in the game. It'd be fun if he did, but the reality is Hobie Milner is not the household name. He's not the guy that's probably going to be top at the list to get into an All-Star game. But it's an honor to get there as Jackson Merrill waves at a pitch way above the zone. Chris Martin comes in and gets the first out in the bottom of the 8th. You love that start. Absolutely love that start. But Hobie Milner needs to get the honor. But today, you got to go back to the defensive play, which is a shocker because Texas is probably one of, if not the best defense in the major leagues. I think if you're not going to give me that they're the best, they're probably top 3. Manny Machado is having a great day today. He's going to lace a single into center field, and the Padres are in business. Go ahead, run on first. Manny, not terrible speed, but definitely going to have to be a deep ball in the gap to get him home. Not a speed demon out there, but you know what? You put one in the right center field gap, he's going to have a shot. Chris Martin, really, really great year he's having, minus some of the injuries, a 2.30 ERA. I mean, he has definitely been, as advertised for Texas, doing exactly what he did with Boston the past couple of years. We got strike one right now. Luis Arias up to bat, 2 for 2 on the day. He is just slap hitter central. Reminds me, and look, I'm not equating these two players. Obviously, one is a legend and one is not yet a legend and might not ever achieve legendary status, but just reminds me of what Ichiro did for many years. I mean, just slapping that ball the opposite way, putting the ball in play. I'm not saying Arias is on Ichiro level by any means, but he just reminds me of that, his type of game right there. Look, Martin is going to get squeezed on a call, man, painted over the black on the inside. Arias kind of got out of the way, kind of punked out a little bit. Dude just got buckled on a beautiful front door off-speed pitch from Martin. Foul ball here, and Arias is down to his final strike. This would be a big out. This would be a big out here if they can get Arias. Sheets up next, too, is a good hitter in his own right, but you can retire Arias here. Really, really going to be helpful getting through the rest of this inning. Appreciate everybody hanging out, by the way. Thank you so much. Again, might be a little bit off and on with the comments while we are going live, but I'm going to do my best to get there with y'all. Let me keep going here. A ground ball up the middle. We're going to get a little bit of an interesting exchange there. Corey Seager fielded the ball up the middle. I think Corey kind of got caught in between. Am I going to take it myself? Am I going to flip it to Marcus? Look, you got the safe out here, right? I think you had a shot to get 2. Maybe. I don't know if Corey would have gotten over there quick enough. That ball feels like Corey needs to take it, fire it to first, but Arias with his speed might have been safe anyways. Look, you got the first out. You got the out there. Yeah, Arias definitely a guy that puts the ball in play. But Martin, a strikeout guy, you never know, but he gets the out either way. Beautiful. Corey Seager, look, I said this, I think 2 games ago, or maybe last game. I said it on Wednesday, brain cramp there. I said it on Wednesday. So many people want to move Corey Seager to first base in Rangers Nation. In the offseason, I feel like that's all we talked about. Corey Seager to first base. When are we moving Corey Seager to first base? I mean, if you look at the numbers, Corey Seager is one of the better defensive shortstops in Major League Baseball. You'd never know it with everybody that's trying to move that dude over to a corner spot. And just look, the focus on other guys around the league that are flashier. You got Bobby Witt, jumping up 4 feet in the air, diving 5 feet to his right and left. Just a freak of nature. And then you got Corey Seager, who is kind of the opposite of what Bobby Witt's got going on with the flash and pizzazz. Corey just goes about his business. But quietly one of the better defensive shortstops in the game. I just feel like Rangers fans and then also just people around the game got to give a little more respect to Corey Seager out there in the field. Bro is a very solid defender. Yes, he's getting up there in age. No, he doesn't necessarily make all of the flashiest plays, but he's got decent range over there. He's got a good glove, good arm. Terrible throw here from Kyle Higashioka. Yikes. Yikes. Is it time for me to talk about Higgy, or do I need to wait a little bit to talk about Higgy? Because I know we have got, and I went back and forth with a few Higgy truthers a day or two ago, man. Higgy truthers. I didn't know that there were some Higgy truthers out there. Man, I don't hate Higgy. I don't dislike Higgy, but I don't think that it's really debatable that he hasn't had a good year. He hasn't had a good year. And Higgy was never going to be a majority starter when he signed this contract. I mean, why would you sign a contract with Texas if you were expecting to be a majority starter with Gold Glover, World Series champion, All-Star Game starter Jonah Heim right there? Yeah, Jonah Heim didn't have a great year last year, but Jonah Heim, I mean, look, he has played 3 less seasons than Kyle Higashioka and has triple the WAR at this point. It's not even close. I mean, Kyle had a great year last year. He hit 17 homers. Obviously, that's what the Rangers brought him to Texas to do. Platoon and hit bombs. And so far, you haven't seen that. Look, we got a runner on first now at this point, and we are going to hopefully be able to retire Bogaerts here. Strike one on a swing and strike sinker pitch. Man, the bottom just kind of fell out of that one a little bit, and Bogaerts is down. 256, 695 OPS for Bogaerts. Look, he very well may come through here for San Diego, but look, I'd be interested. I don't know how many Padres fans we are going to have hanging out over the weekend. And look, I'm not going to be live a ton this weekend. We're going to be out of town. We're actually going to the game tomorrow, so that should be a blast. But look, I'll say this. Bogaerts, to me, big contract, and feels like he's scuffled the past couple of years. I wonder how most Padres fans feel about him. Bogaerts is going to ground out here. Josh Smith fires over to first base, and Bogaerts is retired. Rangers going to get it to the top of the 9th here. Some weak contact. Josh Smith made an awesome pick on that play. See, this is what I tried to tell you guys when Josh Young and that whole debate was going on. What should we do with Josh Young? I told y'all, Josh Smith is an extremely capable third baseman. Extremely capable. Look, he kind of hesitated a little bit, but made a beautiful pick on a short hop. Plenty of time. And speaking of Josh Young, we wish him nothing but the best. Really feels like they're doing just a straight-up hard reset with Josh Young. He has not been in the lineup the past 2 or 3 days since getting sent down. Still isn't in the lineup today. You wonder if they just told Josh, dude, you're getting 3 or 4 days off, and we want you to totally reset things. Just totally reset, man. So I wonder if he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. I don't know how long they're holding him out. In the Discord, a couple guys suggested, is he pouting? Like, is Josh Young just not wanting to get in to the mix quite yet? Is he kind of scuffling his feet a little bit? I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and if I had to guess, I think they're probably just giving him a few days off. Bro, just hard reset, man. You've had a terrible 6 weeks. Just hard reset. Let's get you back in the lineup this weekend at some point, and then let's start working on your approach and your swing. That's what I think they are going to be doing most likely. We keep going here. Sign Josh Smith to a Jackson Merrill type contract. Look, all for it. I'd love to see them lock up some of our young guys for sure. I mean, look, I know Wyatt has had his ups and downs this year. He's another guy. Like right now, I don't think Wyatt Langford is going to be a bust by any means. I think he's struggling a little bit this year. But Wyatt's another guy. Could you get him on the cheap right now? 10 years, $200 million. Look, you've got him for the next 5 or 6 years anyways. Could you get Wyatt Langford on a 10-year, $200 million contract? Just to see. You just throw a number out there, right? Especially when a guy is not killing it. I mean, Josh Smith, I feel the same way about. I mean, look, you saw Jackson Merrill sign what I think is going to end up being a pretty team-friendly deal. I'd love for the Rangers to do that with Wyatt Langford or with Josh Smith. Get these guys on team-friendly deals instead of waiting until free agency when naturally you're going to have to pay them more anyways. Langford has very high potential. Blade, that's what I'm saying. Like, with him struggling a little bit right now, you come at him and his agent, $200 million over 10 years. You've got Langford under control for 5 more years anyways. So really, you're just talking about a 5-year extension at $20 million a season. I think that is a no-brainer. But I don't know what the talks are. I haven't heard anything, obviously, but that feels like no-brainer to me. Alejandro Osuna, by the way, leading off the inning for Texas at this point. Suarez on the mound for the Padres. And Suarez on the year, he has a 4.04 ERA. So a little bit higher than I feel like what he's had in the past. Not that he's having a terrible year, but a little bit of tick up from what I usually remember seeing when it comes to him in his box score line. Suarez is in a 2-2 count, now a 3-2 count to Osuna. Osuna's such a good eye up there, man. Such a good eye up there at the plate. I love watching this guy, regardless of what happens in this AB. He's never felt over his skis to me in the MLB. Bro has just never felt over his skis. Like, just has a very, very good eye up at the plate. He might strike out here. Looks like he does strike out. And it's going to be on a 4-seam fastball right over the heart of the plate. He was trying to sell it a little bit there. Wish it could have worked out better as I'm hyping him up. I'm a big Osuna fan. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Big Osuna fan. But that might have been a case kind of like Evan Carter last year where you're kind of looking to walk a little bit more than being aggressive. You're kind of getting in your head a little bit. Hey, I'm a guy that I take walks. I work the count, and you're kind of forgetting a little bit, man. I got to protect on anything close. Unfortunate strikeout there from Osuna, but look, a quality AB, you make the pitcher work a little bit harder when you have that approach up there. And Alejandro Osuna, a lot of plate discipline for a guy that's a rookie. I mean, there are some 10-year vets that I feel like have much worse plate discipline than Alejandro Osuna. Jake Berger quickly down 0-2. Dude just missed a home run pitch. Antonio, I think that was the smash burger pitch right there, buddy. I mean, you guys see the game day right now. He's gotten 2 pitches middle in. Like, bro, come on. Let's go. We've got to start putting those in play. There's nothing fancy there, man. It's just come and hit it. Foul ball here. I mean, again, an inside pitch. A little bit tougher of a pitch to hit than the first 2, but man, I mean, Suarez is basically saying, bro, here's my fastball. What can you do with it? Let's see what Berger is able to piece together here. Looks like he's going to foul off another one. So a bit of a battle here. Look, Rangers, if they can get a couple guys on here, you got Corey Seager coming up in a big spot. It's going to be tough getting it all the way to Seager if Berger isn't able to get on. But, man, I would love to see Berger work a walk, flare one somewhere, just get on base, and maybe you give Corey a chance to come up and do something special here. Going to take ball 1, 1-2 count. Jake Berger's going to single here. Beautiful, beautiful single to center by Jake. Now we're in business. Now you give Corey Seager an opportunity to possibly come up. You're going to need another guy to get in. What did I say? Just a little flare to the outfield, right? Right on cue. Love it when that happens. Little flare to the outfield. Beautiful piece of hitting by Jake Berger. That's what you got to do. You know what? I would love to eat a little crow here with Higgy, though. We were talking about Higgy, the lack of extra base hits. He had one today. I think that's his 9th or 10th extra base hit. And look, only 1 homer. You signed Higgy to do a little bit more than just call a good game back there behind the plate. You can get a lot cheaper catchers that can call a good game. $6.5 million. You need to be a hitter too. You need to be able to swing the bat. And the responses that I got about Higgy were, well, he's not playing every day. He's not playing every day. That's why he's not taking off. Dude never was told he was going to play every day. Never was told you're playing every day. He had to know that he was going into a platoon role, so I don't want to hear any BS excuses that Kyle hasn't gotten a fair shake. Dude's played in 44 of the 88 games. He's literally played in exactly half of the games. So I don't have a lot of room for excuses with Higgy. He needs to start hitting, and I hope he does it right now. There's a ball to right field. Tatis under it. Tries to get Duran kind of off base there. Duran, by the way, pinch running for Berger. Look, that should work out. Duran can go play first base. Berger's actually deceptively fast. I don't know, how much did you gain by putting Zeke in the game there? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you gain a lot. I figure they got to try and get him moving here, though. Zeke Duran, you probably got to get him moving. Yeah, look, I'm totally with you there. Yeah, totally with you. Higgy, you got to stop with the excuses for Higgy. You got to stop. Dude hit 17 homers last year. He signed fully knowing he was not going to be playing every day. There's no excuse. At this point, he's got to start hitting. And I hope he does. We don't cheer for anybody to fail. I surely don't, but I got to call it on the carpet, man. Antonio, thank you. Thank you. Higgy was like opening day starter. Look, I was going back and forth with it with a couple of people on X. I don't know if we got anybody on X that saw that exchange that's watching the live stream now. I don't understand it. I know we all have our fan favorites. At some point, we have to operate in logic. And you know what? Here's the thing, too. For anybody that's talking about Higgy and the ERA, look, catcher ERA is a nice stat to look at. It's a very nice stat to look at. And Higgy has one of the best catcher ERAs in baseball. But the reality with catcher ERA is it doesn't even tell you half the story. Catcher ERA is dependent on the pitcher and the skill of the pitcher that's throwing to you. Does Kyle Higashioka have any good pitchers throwing to him? Does Higgy have any good pitchers, maybe some future Hall of Famers that are throwing to him right now? I mean, I'm just throwing that question out there, right? Nothing behind that question at all. Definitely not rhetorical. Look, Higgy is benefiting from a very good pitching staff. Is he a part of it? Does he get some credit? 100%. 100% Higgy gets some credit. But you've got Jacob deGrom and Nate Eovaldi throwing to you. That helps your catcher ERA. It also doesn't take into account a lot of other things. The ballpark that you're playing in. The official scores, ruling hits, ruling errors, earned runs, and runs. There's a ton of different factors. And Duran's going to take off here, and he's going to get to... He should have probably gotten to third. He couldn't quite get up. It doesn't matter. He'll score on a true base hit to the outfield anyways with 2 outs. And now you got Josh Smith with an RBI situation here. RBI opportunity. It would have been a tough play. It would have been a close play with a better throw. It really would have been. I think Zeke would have been maybe just safe. I don't know. It's tough as I'm watching the replay. It's tough, man. He kind of couldn't quite get up there. Might have been able to make it to third, but he's fine at second base. He's fine. Josh Smith going to foul one off here. Get foul. Looks like a pretty full crowd for 4th of July. Love to see it. Look, when I lived in Arlington, my buddies and I would always get down to the ballpark for 4th of July. Always, man. Always. So I am a big fan of 4th of July baseball. I'm glad some of y'all are too. Josh Smith going to ground out here. Man, 105 off the bat. Hello. 105 off the bat. That's unlucky. That is unlucky. We go to the bottom of the 9th. I would totally, if you could find a way to get rid of the Higgy contract, I've said it before. I think they've got to reboot the catcher position in 26. Jonah, I don't know what his salary is going to be, but he is probably going to be somewhere around the $7 million mark. Do you want to pay $7 million for Jonah Heim? I don't know. I don't know. We've got to see how this year finishes out with Jonah. We really do. We really do. But I think you have to seriously consider a hard reset at the catcher spot for 2026. I don't think either one of these guys needs to necessarily be a long-term part of what the Rangers are trying to do. I mean, you've got a very small window to win now with Jacob deGrom, Nate Eovaldi still being in their primes. I'm doing a hard reset at the catcher position next year. I don't think they're going to go out and get anybody at the deadline. I know some of y'all and some people in the Discord have been talking about maybe going out and getting the Colorado Rockies catcher, Hunter Goodman. He's great. I just don't know if I see it. I don't know if I see them going out and getting Hunter Goodman. You'd probably have to give quite a few prospects to get a guy like that. You've got Malcolm Moore, your number 2, number 3 prospects. Yeah, Antonio, Malcolm Moore is like our number, I think he's a top 3 prospect in our organization. And he played baseball at Stanford in college. So he's a guy that probably should potentially be ready in 27. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be ready next year. You might have to get some kind of stopgap before Malcolm Moore is ready for 2026. But at this point, I'm saying I think that you got to reset. Unless Jonah Heim really comes on strong. Unless he really comes on strong at the end of 2025 here. And Higgy might be a guy that they just keep, but I would love to see them at least consider, and I'm sure they are. When you're in a front office, you're considering everything at all times. I'm sure they're thinking about what to do at catcher next year, with Jonah Heim probably going to get another little raise in arbitration. Jonah's ARB 3 year last year before his rookie contract is up. It's going to be interesting. All right, Jacob Webb in the ball game. He's going to get some soft contact here to start. Osuna comes in and makes the play. Cronenworth retired. Always a big thing to get that first out. Always big. Jacob Webb, I know that I have not been Jacob Webb's biggest fan this year, but we got to inject some truth into the conversation. Now, sub 380 ERA. Is he getting out of barf bag territory? Is he getting out of barf bag territory? For those of y'all that don't know the terminology, I mean, there are some pitchers, you get the barf bag ready and you buckle the seatbelt every time they come into the game. The Rangers have had a few of those pitchers over the years. Jacob Webb to start this season, absolutely in that category for me. But people have pointed out to me multiple times on the stream, he's actually been pitching pretty well of late. So, I'm not trying to do any kind of reverse jinx. I'll knock on wood. I've got some right behind me here, and we're making sure that we don't jinx anything. Jacob Webb, though, over his last 7 appearances, 2.16 ERA. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, no. Defense is going to cost this game. Defense is going to cost us this game. You have got to be kidding me. Put a tent on this circus. Put a tent on this circus, man. What are we doing? Feels like that's probably Osuna that needs to take charge there. I don't know, man. That was a weird play. It really feels like Osuna's got to take charge there. That's a long way to run for Josh Smith. Feel like that's got to be either Corey or that's got to be Osuna taking charge, man. That just sucks. That sucks. Not going to be a whole lot easier for Jacob Webb, man. You got to blame the defense fair and square here if they lose this ball game. If the Padres get this runner across, I mean, you're talking 2 runs directly a result of plays that have to be made. Yeah, it's Little League stuff. JR, welcome, my friend. Happy 4th. It's Little League stuff. It's Little League stuff, what we just watched. That's got to be caught. Jacob Webb deserves better. If we get walked off here, defense, fair and square, blame them. Look, the offense is probably right behind, only scoring 2 runs. Deep ball, Osuna's under it. I thought that was definitely going out, man. I don't know if any of y'all thought that. I thought that was out. I thought that was out. Oh, that stopped the heart for a second. That stopped the heart for a second. Blade, I don't think JT Realmuto is going to sign a 1-year deal. Dude's looking for probably a 3 or 4 year finish out the career type situation there, man. Fernando Tatis, you got to intentionally walk him. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Bochy, what are we doing? No freaking brainer. Come on, dude. Why did you even let him get in the box? What are we doing? Boch, that's a no-brainer. Walk Tatis with the base open. And look, you absolutely live with Merrill beating you. If Merrill beats you, he beats you. You don't let Fernando Tatis beat you with the base open. Come on now. Come on now. You just don't let it happen. Merrill 0 for 4. Has had a couple of decent contact balls in play. Hopefully the Rangers can get past this one, man. Sure hope they can get past this one. First pitch. Rangers get it. We got out of it. Are you kidding me? You better catch that. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, my goodness. It's defense, man. So uncharacteristic. This is one of the best defenses in baseball. Not living up to it today. This is one of the best defenses in baseball. What are we doing? What are we doing? Man, I'll tell you what. Lucky to be going to extra innings. Now, let's talk extra inning baseball. You already know what I'm going to say if you're a longtime listener. Hate the ghost runner rule. Worst rule in Major League Baseball. I'll explain why as the inning goes along. I will say this. I know Marcus Semien disagrees with me. After one of the extra innings losses, he said, you've got the advantage. I really disagree. In extra innings with this ghost runner rule, I feel like the visiting team has the advantage. And I know it might be a weird take, but I just feel like as the visiting team, when you get to draw first blood, I just feel like it shifts the momentum and the vibe of the game immediately. Like immediately. Yeah, great. You get a follow-up opportunity in the bottom half. But I love this rule when we're away. I hate it when we're at home. I just feel like when the team that's visiting gets that first run across, you can argue till you're blue in the face that the home team has the same chance. Having played the game, I can just tell you, when a team goes ahead in a game and it's late, it does not matter if the other team gets another chance. As a player, you're out there and you feel the lead get lost. You feel it instantly. You see it on the scoreboard. You're down a run. More pressure builds. I like being able to start extra innings with the ghost runner rule. It's not my favorite at all to have to be a home team with it. And I wish they would just get rid of it altogether. Just play traditional baseball. If you're going to do it in the postseason, just do it in the regular season. You've already got 9 million things in place to speed up the game. I mean, the pitcher clock, plenty of speed in the game. Yeah, absolutely, Antonio. I love the rule when we're playing away. Love it. And I still don't love it. I like it a lot better when we're playing away. Let me put it to you that way. Keep going. Rangers deserve to lose. I don't think the Padres deserve to win. Let me put it to you that way. The Padres absolutely don't deserve to win. You can argue the Rangers don't either with how bad they played. Padres definitely don't deserve a W if you're saying the Rangers don't. Padres have done nothing today except maybe take advantage of some really terrible plays. Like some really terrible plays by Texas. Ball 1 to Corey. Corey Seager up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day. Corey's got, I believe, a walk or 2 as well. 2 walks, actually. And he's going to take ball 2 here. 2-1 count. You love to have this set up. And look, this is what I mean. Look, think about it from the Padres angle here. From the Padres angle, you've got Corey Seager now with a runner in scoring position. Then you got Marcus Semien with a runner in scoring position. Like, it's tough enough to have to face Corey in this kind of way. And it just changes too. In a regular game, you've got Corey Seager up to bat with nobody on. And yeah, sure, he can hit a bomb out of the stadium, but to give Corey Seager an immediate RBI opportunity, it just changes everything. What are you trying to accomplish when you know Corey Seager is coming up in the inning prior? What you're trying to accomplish is, let's retire this guy so we can have Corey Seager leading things off in the top half. That goes totally out the window in these kind of situations with the ghost runner rule. Corey, man, tough AB. Dude got a fatty pitch right over the heart of the plate and was not able to connect, man. That was his pitch. He was late, man. He was not expecting that 99-mile-an-hour heat. And who is this flamethrower the Padres got, man? Jeez. This dude don't play with that fastball. Wow, what a stop by Maldonado. That had baseball going way to the backstop written all over it. What a stop by Maldonado. Could be a game saver. Real unfortunate Corey's not able to get it done there, man. You want to get that runner over to third base badly. Badly. Marcus Semien, 2-0 to him now. A little wild here. Padres lefty. How do you say the name? Morejon? Something like that? I don't know. I'm not even going to try to butcher it here. Ball 3. I can't imagine they're trying to be careful to Marcus right now. I can't imagine that's a thing. I've got to feel like they're trying to come at him. You came at Corey Seager. I don't know why you'd be trying to be careful with Marcus. Morejon. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, McJowers, I needed some help. I needed the assist on that one. Woo! Yes, we're playing sloppy, John. Absolutely. Pitch. And Semien's going to walk. That was a very non-competitive AB from Morejon. I don't understand the strategy of coming right at Corey Seager and then not pitching to Marcus. I get the double play ball is in order by walking Semien. Couldn't you have made the same argument with Corey? I don't know. Dolly is going to take ball 1 here. Very, very close. Maybe just nicked the zone. Maybe just missed. That's a close pitch. Probably one more John would have liked to have. Looked like it was a little high, actually, now that I look at game day and see the placement. Did he really, Antonio? I might have to look that up post-game, man, after the show. Jeez. All right, foul ball on a pitch down at the bottom of the zone. 87-mile-an-hour slider. Just got foul, man. I thought that was going to have maybe a little spin to keep it in play. It wouldn't have been the worst thing, honestly, getting runners over to second and third, but you'd much rather have Dolly hitting a 3-run bomb here. That's highly preferable. Highly preferable. 3-run bomb here from Adolis. They're showing the replay right now, man. What a moment. It's really too bad that didn't end up being a more special thing. I mean, with the Rangers blowing the game after Adolis' 3-run homer. Adolis going to foul off one right now. Middle out. That's a pitch that you think Dolly should be able to drive, but just not able to straighten it. Healthy cut by Adolis, and he's down to his final strike here. 1-2. Dolly historically sees lefties pretty well. He's going to take a timeout and gather himself here. He is a decent hitter career against left-handed pitching. Yeah, John, put a 10 on the circus, my friend. Like seriously. Put a 10th on the circus out there in the outfield. Dolly's so good defensively. You know, I don't want to run him through the ringer, but just kind of an inexcusable error, and one that unfortunately directly led to a run being scored. Texas plays good defense. They probably win this one 2-1, 2-0. I mean, probably I would say I would almost say 2-0. I don't even know what happens after if that run doesn't come across. It definitely probably ends up being a W, though, for Texas with cleaner defense here. Dolly is going to fly out here, and the Rangers now have one final opportunity. Tatis makes the catch. Rangers are going to hold the runner at second. Not a huge advantage there. Not a huge advantage to tagging up with Josh Smith, so not surprised there. Sam Swaggerty enters the chat. He is going to take Evan Carter's place. Lefty matchup, so they're not going to give Evan the opportunity here with the game on the line. Swaggerty has the chance to continue the legend. Yeah, I don't know why they're showing they're showing the replay of Smith not tagging up. Look, Josh Smith, I know that the hamstring has kind of been an issue, so maybe they're making a big deal. Like, it would have been nice if he could have got to third. I don't know. Like, Tatis, the arm, I don't know if you risk Josh Smith getting thrown out at third base there. I think it's okay that he doesn't end up tagging. If he can get to third, obviously great. A lot of ways to score from third. Pass ball, wild pitch, single. You know, there's a lot of different ways. But I'm okay with him not tagging up. You don't want to make that last out at third base, especially in an extra inning game like this where the Padres are going to get ghost runner at second to start things out. All right, Sam. See what Swaggerty's got for us. First pitch is a ball in the dirt. Tried to hit him with the sinker inside. 99 mile an hour sinker. And Haggerty lays off of it. Got a little crossed up. It looked like Maldonado might have been expecting something else there. But, hey, we'll take it. Ball one. Yeah, Mason, I'm with you. No need to risk. Just get this run across. You're going to do that by keeping him at second base. Smith with good enough wheels, I think, to get home on a Haggerty single here. Ball two. So look, a little wild here. Slider that never was able to break down into the zone. And Haggerty in a favorable count here, 2-0. Rangers tied with the Padres. And we are going to see if Haggerty is able to get one across. Here's the pitch, and looks like Haggerty is going to fly out to right field here. Not amazing contact. Looked like it got in on him a little bit. Tatis makes the catch, and this is going to be an interesting one. This is going to get interesting here. Looks like Garcia is going to be coming in the ball game, and he has got a tough task keeping the Padres from scoring that winning run. Not ideal. And you know what? Now you kind of do cross into Texas doesn't deserve to win this ball game. You had your best hitters up with a ghost runner on second, and you're not able to get it done. So you know what? Whoever said that in the TikTok comments earlier, now I'm kind of with you. If we are able to win this ball game, it's because Robert Garcia had an outstanding 10th inning and saved our butts, man. Like, you had your best hitters up. You had Seager, Semien, Adolis. You had your best hitters up. And you're not able to get it done. Hopefully Garcia bails us out here. I am not going to hold my breath, but you know what? Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. We keep going. First pitch, walk-off for the Padres. Jeez, I hope not. Jeez, I hope not. Who do they have coming up, though? Who do they have coming up? That will matter. That will matter. Machado? Oh, yikes. Do you just put Machado on? I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do here. On the fly, I'm seriously considering putting Machado on. Seriously considering that. Don't know what they're going to decide to do, but look, I'm considering for sure. I don't know how much you want to mess with Manny when you got a base open. I mean, look, Arias comes up next. It's not like it gets a whole lot easier, but nevertheless, I think I'm probably putting Manny on. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Put Manny on or give him an opportunity? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, geez. All right, here we go. Looks like, yep, they're putting Machado on. Just like we said, putting Machado on here. So Araya is going to have an opportunity. Yeah, get the double play here, McJowers. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah. Look, the errors. Chase, I'm with you. The errors. The errors are what definitely sticks out to me. Offense is a close second if the Rangers aren't able to get this game. Ball 1 to Arias here. Again, runners on first and second, nobody out. Arias, decent speed, and of course a lefty, so a little bit of a head start out of the box. He would have to blister one right at somebody, I think, for Texas to turn 2. I think you'll take it, right? I think you'll take it at this point. Just getting out here. Ground ball at somebody. Maybe you turn 2, maybe you don't. But that's got to be the play. Arias is going to foul it off. Whatever you can do to keep this runner staying at second base, that would be huge. How about ground ball? He likes to go oppo, right? Ground ball right at third base, tag, and then throw it to first for the double. I'm just trying to speak it into existence at this point. Oh, geez. Strike 2 here. Araya is going to wave at a filthy, looked like a slider there from Garcia. Filthy 88-mile-an-hour slider. Favorable count here for the Rangers lefty. Strikeout. I'll take a strikeout too. I mean, I wasn't trying to get greedy earlier. I will take a strikeout here. I will take a strikeout. Let's go. Pitch number 4 incoming. We got a ball in the dirt. Higgy able to stop it. Araya is not tempted. Spits on it. 2-2 count. Araya is definitely a tough guy to strike out. Real tough guy to strike out. You figure the ball's going in play. Doesn't look like it. I think we got the foul tip there. Wow. They might challenge that. That looked like it hit the dirt. Do they have a challenge left? Do they have a challenge left? No? Do they not have a challenge? Do they not have a challenge? That looked like hit the dirt for sure, but if they don't have a challenge, I don't think it matters. Wow. Rangers might get a lucky break here. I thought that definitely hit the dirt. No, I think it's good. I think that was in the glove. I don't think that did hit the dirt. I think that was in the glove. I don't know if you can review it either, Mason. Something I got to look up post-game. And look, I'm not listening to the broadcast here. Obviously, we're doing our own thing, but that's tough. It did look like it went in the glove there. I don't think that was a bad call. I think that was all glove. Antonio, I'm with you, my guy. I thought that was all glove. Gavin Sheets up right now. Give me a double play. Give me a double play here. Come on now. Oh, we got a single that falls in. I thought we might have Haggerty making a catch there. Haggerty, nice deke there to keep the run from scoring. Bases loaded now, 1 out. That looked for sure like it was going to hang up long enough for a catch, man. That really did. I thought that was hanging up for an easy catch. Was Swaggerty just playing like insanely deep? Or did that ball just have tons of topspin and just die? Off the bat, that looked like can of corn right at center field. Not reviewable. All right, Trent, thank you, my guy. Good to see you, buddy. Bases loaded, y'all. Not good. Not good. Blade, I did think if Carter was out there, if he would have had that. I don't know. I mean, I got to look at some of the advanced stats. That it felt like that ball was dying like crazy with some topspin. I don't know. I look at the advanced stats after the game, and I'll let y'all know what I can come up with on that play. But Antonio, I'm with you. I think it was a big moment, and so in a big moment, they were trying to go with the better matchup. That's really all they're doing, though. It's really all they're doing at this point is they just keep trying to go to that better matchup. Swing and strike. Man, a double play ball would be huge here. Double play ball would be huge. Bogarts, he's 0 for on the day, has an opportunity to be the hero here for San Diego despite the terrible day up at the plate. I think that next year might be the year they take the training wheels off of Evan Carter. I don't think it's going to be this year, y'all. I think they would have done it by now. Is Bogarts hurt? Bogarts is hurt. All right, then. Interesting. Wonder what he did. So swinging strike. Nothing real visible from the swing there. Kind of fell over the plate a little bit and then looked like on the other side of the plate, kind of gimped up. Pulling at the hammy. Okay. Hamstring. So Padres might be going to the bench here, potentially. Oh, the pickle juice is out. The pickle juice is out. They steal some from Kumar Rocker stash? What's going on here? The pickle juice. They got a couple out. All right, Rangers better not be complaining after all the pickle juice breaks Kumar Rocker got. The pickle juice is out on the 4th of July. It is the same bottles. That must be like a branding thing. MLB must have some kind of relationship with that company. I've seen other teams with it too. Looks like they're going to the bench. He's walking off. So you're going to have someone coming up cold here. Let's see who they decide to bring in. Johnson, is it? All right. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Johnson in the ball game. We shall see. Bryce Johnson and 333 batting average on the year. What's that all about? How many ABs? Okay, only 15 ABs. He's 5 for 15, has 139 career major league at-bats. Let's see. He is about 30 years old from what it looks like. So 30-year-old, 29, my bad, 29, 139 major league at-bats. Went to Sam Houston State. Okay. Born in Cypress, Texas. Okay, so we got a Texas boy up right now. Bro probably would love to end it against a team he potentially grew up cheering for. Who knows? Maybe he was an Astros fan growing up. You never can tell. All right. Strike one, by the way. Bases juiced. Rangers in a tie game here in extras. Trying to hold off the Padres. Infield is in. Look, not quite even with the bag. Corey is a little bit back from the baseline. 0-1 count. Strike two. Looks like potentially a generous call. Really, really close. Might have been right below the strike zone, but that's a pitcher's pitch. Garcia did well there. And quickly, Johnson is down to an 0-2 count. Garcia's had trouble in 2-strike pitches and 2-strike counts. I really hope that he's smart with this next pitch. Really, really hope we're not coming right at the heart of the plate. Looks like we're getting strike through here, baby. There we go. 89 mile an hour off speed. Bottom drops out, and the Rangers are potentially going to get out of this one. Cronenworth, the last hope in the 10th inning for the Padres. He's going to take called strike one on the outside corner. The heart's pumping, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you right now. McJowers, that's your alma mater? Let's go, baby. Sam Houston State. Okay, then. 0-1. Here's the following pitch. Pitch number 2 coming to Cronenworth. Ball in the dirt here. Changeup. Did not quite hit where it needed to. And Cronenworth lays off. Man, Hickey making me a little nervous gloving that. Did any of y'all get a little nervous watching Hickey glove that one? I know that's what the big league catchers get paid to do, but jeez. That's a confident man back there. That is a confident man gloving that dirt ball. That's why they pay him $6.5 million a year. Another outside 1-2 count, or 2-1 count here. Cronenworth doing a nice job, not biting at anything outside the zone. Oh, my goodness. So tired of watching freaking walk-offs, man. So tired of it on a freaking Texas leaguer duck fart, man. You got to be kidding me. On a 65-mile-an-hour exit velocity duck fart, man. What can you do? What can you do, man? You sawed him off. That's just bad luck. Good luck for Cronenworth. Fortunate for Cronenworth. Dude got jammed. Never gets easier being on these lives and watching these walk-offs. It really doesn't. Never gets easier. And it hurts even more when it's on something like that where you totally got lucky. I mean, there's no skill involved there. You got lucky, dude. You got sawed off. Probably should have your bat broken. 65-mile-an-hour quack out over Josh Smith's head. You know what? If he would have squared it up in the gap, I'd probably be feeling a lot better. Adolis, big error. Look, you got to blame the offense, and you got to blame the defense. I think I almost now, with the extra inning affair and what happened in the top of the 10th, I almost feel more like it's the offense's fault. You had Corey Seager. You had Marcus Semien. You had Adolis Garcia back-to-back in the top of the 10th with the ghost runner on second. You couldn't get it done. Yeah, look, Dolly in the circus out in right field earlier on in the game, clearly that leads directly to a run. I think you could blame that all day long. But the reality is you had your best hitters up in the top of the 10th inning with the stupidest rule in baseball, the ghost runner rule, and you're not able to cash in. I almost feel like it's more the offense today. And look, to be fair, Adolis had a chance to make up for it. So, Chase, I'm glad you bring this up. Not only does Adolis make an error that leads to a run being scored in the early parts of this game, but then you have an opportunity to win the game in the top of the 10th, and you fly out and you don't come through. Painful. 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 Y'all, it never gets easier. Never does this get easier. All right. Let me take a second here. Let me get my box score and let me get everything up. I'm going to start locking in on comments and everything like that. Man, this sucks. Just sucks, man. Totally. All right, let's get that game out of here. My wife was watching the other day, and she was like, dude, why don't you take down? Like, if they lose the game, take it down so you don't have to keep looking at it. Not everybody has to keep staring at the loss. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. But you know what? If it's a win, maybe I keep it up there. If it's a loss, man, taking that score down. By the way, what I'm talking about on TikTok, on YouTube, on my YouTube stream and on my X stream, I have like the Game Day app up as an overlay at the very bottom. TikTok, y'all get the simplistic setup. TikTok does not work with my multi-stream app. It only works with PC and, just happens to be an iMac that I'm working with. So y'all don't get the fancy setup. Y'all get to keep it simple. But, man, look, don't mind saying goodbye to that score. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. It's unfortunate. But the Rangers, once again, just kind of blow an opportunity to get a dub. You had a 2-0 lead early. You had Kumar Rocker throwing really, really well today. I think you've got to give props to Rock for what he did. Rock had a great game today and did not get rewarded for it. Did not get rewarded for it. A lot of kicking around of the baseball out there. Rangers just uncharacteristically bad defense. And here we are, starting off the road trip with a bang. Not. 0-1. You got 9 games left to figure it out. 0-1, though, on the roadie so far. You know what, y'all? I'm bringing the good luck tomorrow. I'm bringing the good vibes tomorrow. Right on Rangers. We will be at the game tomorrow. Hoping to turn the tides. ZG, I appreciate the gifts, my guy. You always come in clutch after tough games like this, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tough loss. Look, tomorrow, new day. 4th of July. I'm going to try not to let this get me down, but it does hurt. It hurts. There's no other way to put it. It hurts. Dominic, investigate 2017. Investigate 2019. Investigate all the years leading up to the Astros getting exposed. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's so hilarious to me that Astros fans say investigate 2023. Hilarious. Rich. But you do you. You do you. McJowers, no red jersey. I'm wearing the white Seager. That's all I got, man. I'm not a big jersey guy. I've got a couple of signed jerseys. I've got one jersey. I'll wear red hat tomorrow. I'll go red hat, white Seager jersey tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. No red jersey. I wish that I had one on point ready to go, but I'm going white, Rangers across the chest, red Rangers hat. And you know what? If it gets a little cold, I brought along the zip up, the Rangers, blue Rangers zip up. Gets a little chilly at night in San Diego. Look, I'm a wimp. I told y'all that. So we're going to see. But I'll have the white jersey on underneath the red cap. And if needed, I got the blue zip up ready to go. Yeah, it's stupid. Jack, it's basically the Astros fans' retort since they get so much crap about cheating. So they figure they got to try and throw it back on us. That's how unoriginal it gets. But you know what, Astros fans, am I right? Look, we got to give it back a little bit. I've got a lot of good buddies that like the Stros. I love them through it. I forgive them. But there are some nice, some good Astros fans out there. But there are some ones that, let's just say, are not the sharpest tools in the shed. Keep going. Look, every fan base has them. Every fan base has them. Caden, I'm with you. Garcia should apologize for sure. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he owned up. You know what? Sometimes there's nothing that needs to be said. Everybody knows, dude. But Garcia, bad error in the early stages, then not able to come through in the late stages in the 10th inning. Yeah, Astros were terrible for years, man. That's what everybody forgets. Astros were terrible in the early 2010s. Laughing stock, man. Laughing stock. How quickly people forget. Burger trade looking bad. Who did we give away for Burger again? Don't we have a couple of guys that we traded for Berg that are doing like decent with Detroit or something like that? Yeah, thank you. I forget, but I have had people send me the stats of some of the guys that we traded for Burger, and I agree, it's not awesome. Not awesome. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Gio always bringing the truth serum. Was not a great day for the offense. Marcus Semien, the way he started things out, I thought maybe it was going to be a big day. But you know what? No, pretty typical Texas Rangers baseball, man. Pretty typical. You've got an early score and then a bunch of zeros that follow. Sad but true. That was tough. It was tough. 6-1. Are the Astros winning right now? Is that what you're trying to tell me, JR? I'm not even looking at scores around the league right now. I don't even want to see it. Yep, 1 through 12 with runners in scoring position is going to get you beat every time. Ed, try and be a little more original, bro. Come on now. If you're going to troll, at least troll originally. Don't repeat the same thing that everybody says. I know you got some better content in you. Come on now. And all y'all, don't be like everybody else on social media. Come on. Be original. Get your own material. Yeah, for sure, Jack. For sure. We got TikTok rolling. It's, you know what? I feel like it can be a pretty even mix, but it does feel like the trolls are out more on TikTok for whatever reason. Daniel, happy 4th, man. And happy 4th to all y'all hanging out. All of y'all hanging out. Liam Hicks is batting .275 with 4 bombs and 27 RBI. Yup. Very Rangers, is it not? Look, I mean, to be fair, the Rangers have made some nice trades. The Joey Gallo trade, getting Josh Smith, worked out pretty well. So for every bad trade, I feel like you can always point to a better one. But yeah, it does hurt. Jake Berger not doing super awesome this year. And look, today he did have a single, I believe. I did go 1 for 4, had a little flare single there in the 8th inning or 9th inning, but just was not meant to be. Berg has had a tough year. 642 OPS. Yuck. X, I feel like X is bad, but honestly, I don't know what it is with the X algorithm. Like Chase, I don't know if you're still hanging out, man. I don't get that many people watching on X. Like I do it because I've got this app. It's just StreamYard. StreamYard will let me send this out to X and Instagram. And I don't do Instagram, but I do X, YouTube, and I do TikTok for my live streams. But I don't get a lot of people coming in from X. It's not a lot. I mean, look, if there were more, great. But yeah, I know X is definitely a lot more just posting, just like tweeting things out. But I don't get a lot coming in from X on the live streams, at least. We keep going. Yeah, JM, I want to say try not to be overreactive to one game. I want to see how this next road trip, these next 9 games play out. Let's wait. We were talking about it in the Discord, and I want to inject a little bit of positivity into this. So first of all, Antonio, if you're still hanging out, I thought you had the best perspective on this week, and I just want to remind everybody of it. It's a 10-game road trip. Win 6 games. You don't have to go 7-3 or 8-2 on this 10-game roadie. You're not supposed to dominate on the road. And if the Rangers can just go 6-4 on this road trip, just go 6-4, you're good. I think that would be a very positive road trip. I think 7-3 would be awesome. 8-2, you're getting to like ecstatic levels of energy. Could we just go 6-4 on a 10-game road trip? I think that is a very reasonable record to have when you're standing there at the end of the first half. So right now, you lost 1. You've got 3 more losses. You got to go 6-3 over your next 9 games. That's not super easy to do. Would have been a lot better to win today. But I think the mentality has to be, we got to win 6 of 9. Got to win 6 of 9. And I think you can do that. Take a game in San Diego. You could even lose one of the 2 series on the bookends. This was my point in the Discord earlier. You could lose either the Padres series or the Astros series. Don't get swept, right? Avoid sweeps. So that's the first step. Avoid sweeps. But you could lose 2 out of 3 to the Padres or to the Astros. Not both. And still be okay. As long as you win the Angels series. If you split the Angels series or you lose the Angels series, you're in trouble. I think actually this entire road trip is going to hinge on that Angels series. So I want them to do well against the Padres. I obviously want them to do well against the Astros. But I'm really locked in on that Angels series. If you don't do well in that Angels series, you've got to kill it against the Astros and the Padres. So that Angels series to me is huge. It's a 4-game series starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then you go to Houston for the weekend. That, to me, makes or breaks this road trip. And here's why. You've got Jacob deGrom pitching on Monday in Anaheim. You've got Nate Eovaldi pitching on Tuesday in Anaheim. And then you've got to count on either Kumar Rocker or Jack Leiter winning Wednesday or Thursday to secure the series win. You should win Monday and Tuesday in Anaheim. No excuses with deGrom and Evo. So for me, based on that, I think that you can definitely still have a positive road trip, even if it doesn't go great in San Diego. Just avoid the sweep. Avoid the sweep in San Diego. Win 1 out of 3, then go win 3 or 4 in Anaheim. And look, in Houston, we've got DeGrom and Evo probably starting Saturday and Sunday. So you've got Evo and DeGrom for 4 games, essentially, in this 10-game road trip. That's why I like the chances. We'll see what happens. It's going to be definitely a very, very curious road trip. And I think it's going to tell you a lot about the club and what they're going to do as the trade deadline approaches. But I would say don't overreact. It's 1 game. There's 9 left on this road trip. Yes, there's 70-something left in the season. Let's not overreact. It's a tough game against a good quality opponent. The Padres are in a playoff spot right now in the National League. This is a playoff team. And we played them to the death, basically. So I'm keeping a good perspective here. I hate that we get walked off today. The extra inning games have not been kind to us. But keep the faith, Rangers Nation. There's a lot left to happen in this season and in this road trip. All right, let me keep going back. Why do they keep putting in Garcia with the game on the line? Well, look, Natalie, I don't ask this with any agenda, but who would you rather them have pitched in the 10th right there? I'm not trying to be snarky, so don't take it that way. I think you know me better than that. Who would you have rather them pitched? And anybody can get in on this question. I know Garcia has been shaky, and I've said the same thing. Who would you have rather pitched in the 10th there, if not Garcia? I'm going to try and look up and see if there's anybody else that was available that I would have pitched. I mean, basically, you had Luke Jackson and Dane Dunning. And I don't think you were going to throw Dane because he pitched multiple innings, 2 days ago? So really, your only other option was Luke Jackson. So you either liked Luke Jackson or you liked Garcia in that spot. I don't know. I would probably have said, yeah, maybe Latz, but aren't they kind of saving Latz to be in the rotation a little bit, or no? Maybe they could have gone Latz there. I think Latz definitely could have been a decent alternative. They'll have to ask Bochy why Latz wasn't a consideration. I think they're just continuing to try and stay loyal. Garcia has been a guy they've used late all year long. That's my take. I don't know how comfortable they feel with Latz in those big moments, but Latz might have been a decent alternative there. I am in favor of this, Caden. Caden says, can we start using Milner in higher leverage spots? To be fair, they used him in a pretty high leverage spot in the 7th inning, right? So I think that the balance there is okay, but we want to have somebody that can come in the 7th or 8th in a big moment and shut down the other team. And I think that's Hobie's role right now. I wouldn't mind at all seeing Hobie Milner in the late stages. But at the same time, when you've got a jam in the 7th or 8th inning with the game on the line, you need a stopper there too. So, Caden, that would kind of be my only pushback on that. Look, I by and large agree with you. I trust Hobie Milner in big spots late in games. Then I just feel like you're playing with fire in the 7th inning. Who are you going to throw in the 7th inning then with runners on first and second, nobody out that you really trust? You want Garcia? Antonio's going Mike Maddox. See if he's got anything left in the tank. That's awesome, man. I love that. That's awesome. It was a good game, Cade. I mean, look, it's a good game. This isn't like we lost 3-2 to, the Rockies or the White Sox. I know we've lost to the White Sox this year, so maybe that's not the greatest example to bring up, but this is a playoff team on the road with a very talented offense. I think we should have won today. The defense was bad, and I think it directly led to the loss, along with the offense not being able to score after the Marcus Semien clutch 2-out, 2-RBI single. You have got to figure out consistently scoring late. It's been one of the biggest issues this year for Texas, consistently scoring late. All right. Let me, real quick, we're going to preview the game for tomorrow, which I'll be at. And then after that, we are going to start to wrap things up. We'll be live at the game tomorrow. And I am going to be going live on TikTok tomorrow. So my YouTube people, I know we went back and forth. If you don't have TikTok, I totally get you don't want to download it and deal with it. But I am going to be live on TikTok tomorrow. And here's the reason. Hear me out. My multi-streaming app, or the app that I use for YouTube, is extremely finicky when I don't have Wi-Fi and I don't want to risk it. So I am going to be on TikTok tomorrow. I'm very sorry to my YouTube audience. If you miss it tomorrow, you're not going to miss much. It's going to be about a 15 or 20-minute show, and I'm going to try and screen record it, and then I'll post it to YouTube later. So I will screen record, and I will post to YouTube later. But unfortunately, I will not be live on YouTube unless I can figure out like a second phone. So maybe I'll surprise you. Maybe I'll stream YouTube from my wife's phone or something weird. I don't know. I might not get too complicated with it. But look, TikTok will be live right during maybe the post game. I don't think I'll go live during the game itself, unless it's like a crazy situation in the game that warrants it. But if it's kind of a regular ho-hum game, so to speak, we'll probably just stick to a little post-game thing. Jack, I know some people don't love TikTok. Look, as a content creator, I got to be on everything. So I surely hope that nothing bad comes of any social media use. But look, I get it. I'll screen record and I'll post to YouTube. So if you guys want to check it out, it'll be probably a 15, 20-minute video. I'll screen record it on TikTok, and then we'll get the post up on YouTube, okay? Anyway, so all my YouTube people, all my people on X, if you're not finding me post-game, you know where to go. TikTok is where we'll be. And then on Monday night, we'll be off on Sunday. Rangers aren't off on Sunday. We will be off on Sunday, enjoying some time with the family, vacationing in San Diego. But we'll be back Monday night. It'll be late night baseball for all my Texas people. We are playing at 8:38 Texas time on Monday night in Anaheim. So it'll be a late show. I don't think that'll stop some of y'all diehards, but just so y'all know, late night baseball, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But we'll be live after every game, ready to bring you awesome content, awesome live commentary, post-game analysis, all that good stuff. Want to say a special thank you before we do the preview of tomorrow's game. Want to do a special thank you to all of my paid subscribers on TikTok and my paid members on YouTube. Big appreciation sent out to you guys on this happy 4th of July. Thank you for supporting the show. By the way, I started up this subscription service about a month and a half ago. $2.99 a month, $2.99. Gets you exclusive access to a Ride on Rangers Discord channel, which has been straight fire. It's a great community, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Subscribing on either YouTube or TikTok gets you in. And then also priority replies, comments in lives, in videos, as the channel continues to get bigger and bigger. So if you're looking to take your support of me, of the channel, to the next level, I'd appreciate you considering hitting that subscribe button right next to the chat. And then also, if you're in YouTube, let me go ahead and post the link for you. You'll have to copy and paste that into a browser of your choice, and you'll be good to go. We'll get you into the Discord right after the show. Greatly appreciate you considering. But look, totally optional. And I just want you to know how much I'm grateful for the support that comes in many other forms. Likes, follows, shares, watch time. It's all good and it's all gravy. So thank you so much. This has really been fun over the past 2 years, 2.5 years building up this show. And you guys are a big part of the success, all the support you've thrown my way over the years. So again, thanks for considering. TikTok, again, bottom left corner of your screen, that little subscribe button if you are interested in that. And then YouTube, you got the link in the comment section. X as well. Thank you for your consideration and thank you for your support of the channel. Yes, been to San Diego before. I actually went 2 years ago, right after the Rangers traded for Max Scherzer. I think I was at the stadium when they traded for Max Scherzer. This was, again, 2023. We actually got swept by the Padres the last time we were out in San Diego. the Rangers were, and did not go so well. And they had just traded for Mad Max, and you were kind of thinking, we just got swept by the Padres. Is this going to work out? Did we just like trade one of our best prospects for no good reason? And then they went on the epic run in September and then into October and into November, and the rest is history. But I remember being at the stadium, my wife, my son, we were all there, got the notification we had traded for Mad Max, and it was like, whoa, we just got our butt kicked by San Diego 3 games in a row. What are we doing here? But CY was just hell-bent on getting the team better, and it all ended up working out. But that was the last time we were in San Diego. Maybe. I can't remember everything about the game itself. Look, I think my little boy was about, he would have been probably 2 then. Those of y'all with kids, you know what it's like to have a 2-year-old. You can't really focus that great. Now he's a little bit older, so I think we'll be able to enjoy the game a little bit more. Still not perfectly, but you know what? We'll take it. This is kind of the fun years. 4-year-old, 5-year-old, they can go to the bathroom and like do some stuff for themselves now. 2-year-old at a baseball game, it's still fun, but you can't really be as locked in as you want to be. So, look, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I am very, very excited. Very, very excited. You were at Mad Max debut at Globe Life Field? That's awesome. That's awesome, bro. All right. Hey, tomorrow, I got a notification from the Discord chat that it's not going to be Leiter tomorrow. Corbin is actually going to pitch tomorrow, and Leiter is going to be on Sunday. Is that right? It still says Leiter on MLB.com. So let me know if I got that wrong. But it says Leiter tomorrow, Corbin Sunday. But I got a notification from somebody that it's maybe gotten switched up here. So we'll see what happens. Either way, I would actually probably prefer to see Jack Leiter. But if it's Patrick Corbin, look, I'm just going to enjoy being at a Rangers baseball game at the end of the day. I'm just going to enjoy being at a Rangers game. And I'm glad that they've got the righty lineup. Kolek is pitching for San Diego. Only 3 guys have ABs against Kolek, the probable starter for the Padres. Berger is 1 for 1. Doley 0 for 1. Heim 0 for 1. Nobody else has an AB against him. And against Leiter, Sheets is 1 for 2. Nobody else has an at-bat against Leiter. So a lot of to be determined with some of these matchups. Hopefully, Jack or Patrick, whoever has the ball tomorrow for the Rangers, is on. Maybe we can get something special. Little complete game shutout. That would be phenomenal. No hitter, perfect game. Let me just speak it into existence right now. Maybe a 5-for-5 game from Wyatt Langford in his return, something like that. I would love to see it, man. Would love it. All right, y'all. Well, tomorrow is the day we will be live from Petco on TikTok, maybe on YouTube. If it doesn't happen, we'll get the recording up, but we'll definitely be live on TikTok tomorrow after the game. So head on over there. And then we'll be back on all social media apps on Monday for Monday's show. Around the league, by the way, just to give y'all a little bit of an update, Houston up 6-1 on the Dodgers. We have got a couple of other finals, it looks like, as well in the AL West. Looks like we have the Mariners winning against the Pirates 6-0. The Angels lost to the Blue Jays 4-3. The A's, I don't think, have quite played yet. I think they're playing right now. 0-0 against the Giants. Great first game of the series. Joseph, thanks for tuning in, man. We will hope for a better game tomorrow. But it is time for me to take off. Yeah, it still says that on ESPN too. I checked that out as well, Natalie. Thank you. Try to find you a Profar clearance jersey. I'll see what I can do. Profar is back from suspension, by the way. Wife and I were out on a date last night. Braves game happened to be on, and he mashed a home run in last night's game. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize Profar was back. So, anyways, Profar clearance jersey. Antonio, I'll see what I can do. I will try my best, Natalie, to get something up on YouTube. If I don't go live on YouTube, we'll see. I'm going to do my best, guys, okay? And if I don't have a live broadcast on YouTube, I will try and do a screen recording on TikTok and put up something that way. Hey, Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift. That means a lot. I'm really, really grateful for you. Thank you for being a member as well as sending a gift my way. Helps make the day a little bit better. Thank you for the well wishes. You're the best. Yeah, we will enjoy it. We're going to do some fun stuff in San Diego. Go to the Rangers game. We got a few other fun things planned. So it's going to be great. We're going to have an awesome time. Hopefully the Rangers can win back-to-back days and make it even better. But thank you so much. This means a lot to me. Really, really appreciate you. All right, guys, we are going to tune out for the day. Get to packing. Get to hanging out, setting off some fireworks here. Be safe. Be safe with those fireworks. If you're having a good time with those, they're starting to kick off around my house. So we're going to go out and enjoy the rest of the 4th. Try not to let this game get to us. We appreciate all y'all's support. Thank you so much. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.